Hola and welcome to today's practice, which is going to be a very gentle introduction to Yogilates. Now, Yogilates is one of my most popular classes that I run, and it's a blend of yoga and Pilates. So if you've had a break from doing yoga and Pilates, or you're new to yoga and Pilates, this is the perfect place to start. Now, all you're going to need is a yoga mat and maybe a cushion, just to give you a little bit of support when we're in a seated position. So let's get started. Come and join me. I want you to take a seat at one end of your mat and gently C-curve the spine as you roll back to the mat. Now use support, hands on the back of your thighs, roll your body back down towards the mat. Once you get here, head, neck and shoulders on the mat, arms outstretched long. You can even close your eyes to begin. Raise your arms on your breath in. Exhale, lower your arms, breath out. Breathing in. Breathing out. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. One more breath in. One long breath out. Exhale fully and completely. Now keep the arms grounded beside you. Starting with your right leg. Lift your right leg to tabletop position, followed by your left. Squeeze the heels gently together, lower right to left, and repeat, left leg leads. So you're hinging from your hip joint, followed by your right leg, lowering down left to right, and repeating again. So we're hinging at the hip. It's like you're bringing the top of your thigh closer to the front of your body, followed by your left leg, lower, and take your time. Try and go as slow as you can. Get as much control through the movements, focusing on your breath. One more round. So I'm bracing the core to draw that leg closer. I'm lowering the leg right to left and finishing with that left leg lead. And this also helps to focus the mind and that body connection early on in the practice. Now, once the heels are grounded, leave the feet on the floor. Raise your arms up on your breath in. As you press your arms down, gently curl your head, neck and shoulders off the mat as we lift to the tips of the shoulder blades. Inhale, lower. So moving the arms as well as peeling or curling the head, neck and shoulders off the mat. Inhale. And start with your breath out as you gently curl. And we want to crease here over the breastbone. So when you lower, use your gentle breath in to return. And then exhale. Curl over the breastbone, pressing down through the center of the rib cage, down through the belly button and an inch below. Last one. Exhale fully and completely. And then once you've lowered the head, leave your arms on the ground. And once again, lift the legs to tabletop position. Now this time I'm going to lead with my left leg, just to keep mixing it up. So left leg leads. Right leg, squeeze the heels together, but keep space between your knees. This time, breathe in and gently curl the head, neck and shoulders off the mat. Inhale to lower. So we're keeping the legs still, but creating again that gentle movement, curling head, neck and shoulders off the mat. Two more, breathe in as you lower. Start to curl off the mat, stretch the arms out long, little pause at the top. Inhale to return. And then once you've lowered the head, you can lower your feet. Now stretch your right leg only out to a high 45. So you're ending up with one single straight leg. Kick that leg up towards the ceiling, towards your body. Flex the foot, lower it back to where you started. Point toes lift, flex foot lower. Point toes lift the leg, flex foot lower. One more, breath in, breath out. Now hold it out there and slowly change the leg lead. So let's go with your left leg. Point the toes, stretch that leg long, kick the leg up, flex the foot, exhale, lower. Point toes, lift, flex foot, lower. So straight leg lift, straight leg lower. One more, breathe in, breathe out, hold it out there, and lower that foot towards the floor. Take a gentle breath in. Curl your head, neck and shoulders off the mat. So the intention here is to shorten the front of the body, which creates a stretch and a length through your spine. Now lift the legs up to tabletop position, heels squeezing gently together. And I'd like you to move, alternating legs, one towards you and one towards the floor. Again, notice how you're hinging at the hip joint. So the knee joint stays completely still and all the movement here at the top of your thighs. So keep focusing on your breath out and just lightly tap the toes. 4 to go. Last 2. Final 1 here. Hold those legs still, lower the head and lower the feet. Now what if we go a little bit stronger this time? Take a gentle breath in. Exhale, curl up. So once again, you want to press down through the rib cage, down through the belly button and an inch below. So the front of the body is shortened, the spine is lengthening. Lift those legs up to tabletop position. And this time, one leg will bend and one leg will extend. So we want one straight, strong leg. Change. Now really focus on the straight leg. Push it away from you. Reach it out long. Press into your toes. Now we're maintaining that curl over the breastbone. We really have to work into that one to keep the head, neck and shoulders off the mat. 4 to go. Keep focusing on your breath. Last 2. Final 1. And you'll bend the knees. Lower the head. And lower the feet. So let's keep your feet on the floor for this next one and add a little rotation. Now I want you to place your right hand. You can spread the fingers, place your hand, make sure it sits on the back of your head, on the back of the skull. Again, curl over the breastbone. Take your left arm and reach up on the diagonal. Now slowly come up and over to the other side. Now we want to stay head, neck and shoulders off the mat when you come through the center. So what you'll notice is I'm lifted, and then when I rotate, I lift a little bit higher. So I'm lifting from an already lifted position, but when I lift and come across, I'm coming up and over on a diagonal. So lift as you twist, and through the center, lift as you twist. We'll go for 1 more. Right, last one, left, over you go. Head to center, lower head, neck and shoulders, and bring both the knees towards the center of the body. Now take the hands, it can be either back of your thighs or halfway down the shin, and just bring the knees in. Then slowly roll up to a seated position. Scoop your hips back, so we're using the full length of mat here. Stretch the legs out in front of you. Now I'm taking the legs slightly apart, just slightly, and really flexing the feet. Keeping the heels grounded. I want to engage the top of your thighs. So we want to say hello to our quad muscles. Lengthen the spine. Now sit up an inch taller, but keep your shoulders depressed down away from your ears. Outstretch the arms. The palms can face towards each other. And from here, raise your arms 3 times. Breath in. Notice how I keep my head still. So the only part of my body moving are the arms that are extending up and down. Last one. Breath in. Exhale. Now hold the arms here. Shrug your shoulders back, so keep the collarbones, the chest open. Flex the feet a little bit more. Nod the head down between the frame of the arms. Gently stretch that spine forwards. Again, a beautiful stretch into the back of your body. Inhale, sit nice and tall. Pause. And on the next breath out, exhale, go forwards. Take the head down between the frame of both arms. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale. Keep pushing out through the center of your heels. 1 more. Breath in. We take the head first. Gentle nod of the chin towards the chest. Then see if we can crease and deepen the curl over your breastbone here. Now sit up nice and tall, but this time bring your legs really close together. Take the arms out wide, palms pressed down. Twist towards the front, so we rotate. 1, 2, turn the other way. 1, 2 to the other side, so we're rotating. Now notice how the arms are staying in a fixed position, so the arms are still. All the movement is coming through the waistline, like you're rotating your rib cage around the center of the body here. Take your head gently with you. We'll go for 1 more. So front of the room to the back of the room, and then back to center. Now keep the arms here, and I can really feel my arms working at this point. Take your feet, your legs slightly wider than the mat. Again, flex the feet, engage those quad muscles. Rotate to the front of the room and rotate, twist on a diagonal. Breath in. Reach up and over on the diagonal. Breath in. Open Strengthen spine, reach and look back towards that back hand. So as one arm reaches forward, the other one reaches back. So we're working in opposition. And also rotating and turning your head. And I'm looking behind me. So I'm looking back towards that back palm that's reaching behind me. One arm reaching forwards, one arm extending, reaching back. Last one here. Exhale, reach on that diagonal. Back to center. Again, notice how the arms are still active. Bring the feet in. Bring the arms in so I can really feel my upper body working. Raise your arms 3 times. Breath in. Keep that head still. Look forwards. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one here. Raise the arms up. Hold them up there. Lengthen your spine. Sweep the arms out wide. And then pull the arms in front of you. Now let's add on to that. So breath in. Sit up tall. Open the arms. Open your chest. Pull. Like there's a resistance here. One more. Raise the arms up. Open the chest. Pull the arms really strong. And then this time, reach out through the heel of your hands and bring the arms all the way down. I'm still flexing the feet, engaging the quads. Scoop your hips towards your heels. And very slowly, and again, we could use support, hands on the back of your thighs, but you could take that support away. So at the beginning, I used support. Now without the support, I roll down and go for a beautiful, again, full body stretch. So just push toes, reach the arms up and over to the wall behind you and roll over so you lay on your tummy. So I want you to switch sides. So now coming to the front of the body, I want you to take your hands and place your hands one on top of the other. So we have the right hand resting on top of your left hand and then place your forehead on the back of your right hand. So as you breathe in and you extend the spine gently forward, the right arm comes with you. So forehead and hand touching, the left hand stays on the floor. Inhale, rise up. Lightly press the top of the feet down into the mat. So again, working in opposition. So the upper half of the body lifting away from the floor, but the legs pressing down into the floor. And one more. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, lower. Now change the arm leads. So now the right hand will stay on the floor, left arm leads. Inhale. And again, press the top of the feet, the top of the shins towards the mat. So as I extend the spine away from the floor, the legs can actively press down into the floor. So inhale. Slowly lower. Take your time. One more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower down. Now go back to the right hand. Now I'm going to bring my legs just a little closer, just a little bit of space between my feet. And as I hover and extend the right arm, I'll also bring the right leg with me. So this time, same arm with same legs. It's the right side of the body extending away from the floor. Just 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Single straight leg lift. And transition. So now the left arm with the left leg leads. Inhale. Slowly exhale. So we're working now the back of your body. 2 more. Take your time. If I can encourage you to hold slightly longer at the top and control the lower. Last one. Inhale. And slowly lower. Now take the hands under the shoulders, tuck your toes under, push your body up so we come up onto our hands and our knees. Now I want the hand to be nice and open, wrist under the shoulders, spread the fingers, knees under your hips, neutral spine position. Look forwards, look at a little marking maybe in front of your mat, towards the top of your mat, and extend right arm, with left leg. Not much room here for me to do that. This is where I start to realise how long my arms and my legs are. So one arm, opposite leg. And slowly transition. One arm, opposite leg. Now when you do the first couple, you might wobble a little, and that's quite normal until your core figures out what it needs to do to stabilise you. So one arm, opposite leg, and let's start to stay a little bit longer. It is okay to wobble. It's when your body is figuring out what it needs to do to stabilize you, so go with the wobble if you do wobble. Don't worry about that. And we'll do one more round. One arm with the opposite leg. And last one here. So if I started with my right arm, I finish with my left. And then gently, slowly, back into child's pose. Now sit back, and as your hips go back towards your heels, stretch the arms out like you're walking the hands out, almost extending out to the tips of your fingers. And then at the last moment, let the head soften. And just beautiful stretch here for the back of your body. Take a couple of rounds of your breath. And then slowly bring your body up. And let's come on to our side body. So what I would like to do here is add on some movements that work the legs. So line your body up with the back edge of the mat, but bring both of your legs to the front edge of the mat. So I call this the fetal position. So the knees are stacked, the feet are stacked. Make sure your feet are in flexion. Lean into your top arm, open your chest. Top leg extends. And from this position here, and there's not that much space here, we don't need much space, we'll take that top leg and we'll do a small lower and a lift. And we're going to do 5 repetitions. So let's go 3 more. 2, resist on the way down. Last one, hold at the top. And again, where I can, I'm going to encourage you to add little pauses here. Both feet are in flexion. Put your heels together. And again, you'll notice we have this space between top and bottom leg. Lower left. So the difference now is I've got my heels squeezing together quite firmly. 3, 2, last one. Hold it up there. Now again, the heels are squeezing together. Now what if I tap the top knee to the bottom knee? So it's internal rotation to external rotation. So it goes knee to knee, heel to heel. Knee to knee, heel to heel. Tap light. Control the movements. 1 more. And then when the knees touch, let's take your bottom heel and kick it up to meet your top heel. External rotation. Now again, look at my feet in that what we call Pilates stance. Small lower and lift. So bring the top leg about halfway down and lift it up again. Halfway down. Resist on the way down. 2 more. 1 more. Hold at the top. Now everybody squeeze your heels together tightly. Say hello to your glutes. And then lower. Use the hands for support. We're going to try that on the other side. So switch sides. The other leg will be leading this time. Line your body up with the back edge of the mat. Bend your knees. Feet in flexion. Make sure the knees stack, the feet stack. Chest open, top shoulder away from your ear. Start with space, so there's space between the 2 legs. It's just a little bit of space. So it's just about, if I have the hand open, about a hand's space between those 2 legs. Lower, lift. Lower with control, lift with control. 3, 2, last one. Now bring your heels together. Now internal rotation of the heels, external rotation of that top leg. Lower and lift again. Halfway down, open it up. Work on the way down, resist on the way up. 3, 2, last one. Now hold at the top. Let's take that top knee and internally rotate it and then externally rotate it. So turn in, turn out. Knee to knee, heel to heel. 2 more. Turn it in, turn it out. 1 more. Now when the knees come to touch, kick up that bottom heel, squeeze the heels to touch, feet in Pilates stance, and let's take that top leg and lower halfway down. Halfway. 3 to go. 2. Last one. Hold at the top. Now everybody squeeze your heels together, say hello to those glutes again, and release them lower. roll to your back again. So very slowly, come to a seated position, one end of the mat. I'd like you to roll down. Now you can take your hands again on the back of your thighs, C-curve the spine, slowly lower. Arms outstretched, head, neck and shoulders back on the mat. So let's bring your right leg, now without using your arms. So my arms will stay on the ground. Bring that right leg and draw it in. Now we did this earlier on in the practice. So without using your arms, you're using your glutes more here. So internally rotate that leg and externally rotate the knee. And again, I'm leaving the arms on the ground and just firing up the glute muscles here. Take a breath in and a long breath out, and change that leg lead. So if I bring my left leg in, foot is in flexion, so try to resist the temptation to use your arms. Leave your arms grounded beside you. Flex, exaggerate that flexed foot. Put opposite foot to opposite thigh. Foot turns in, knee turns out. Take a round, maybe 2 of your breath here. And then slowly bring knees to chest. Now we can use the arms. Hands on the back of your thighs, halfway down the shin. Roll your body up to a seated position. Take a seat. Now this is where you might choose to use your cushion for a little bit of support. If you've got a yoga block, you can. So if you want to, sit here. So if you sit and you find it really hurts in your hip flexors here, or you find that you're kind of falling backwards, I want you to lift your pelvis up and give yourself a little bit of support. So sitting cross-legged, arms outstretched, palms pressing down. Keep looking straight ahead, and you're going to extend up and over to one side, and then inhale. The hand on the floor very lightly touching the ground. So there's not much weight in that arm that's on the floor. We want to extend up and over. Breath in. Keep this part of your body, collarbones, chest open. We'll go for one more each side. Extend gently up and over. Last one. Keep looking straight ahead. Exhale, gently up and over, and then back to center. Now I'm going to change my leg lead because we're going to sit just a little bit longer as we transition from the Pilates practice into the yoga practice. Now you can choose a mudra, thumb to any one of your tips of your fingers. They all have different meanings. I'm going to go for thumb to index finger and the other 3 extending away. And then I'll place my arms to rest. Turn my focus inwards, and you could do that by closing your eyes or focusing down towards the tip of your nose. Now the breathing pattern changes as we transition and move into our yoga practice. Nasal breathing. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Turn the focus inwards. Be aware of not only your breath, but your presence on the mat in this moment. You might be able to gently turn the awareness to the sound or the feel of your breath. You might notice that gentle rise and fall of your chest as you breathe. And even though the mouth is closed as we practice nasal breathing, the lips of the mouth are closed, but the jaw is slightly open. Just a couple more rounds of the breath, focusing in, listening to the sound, the rhythm, the feel of your breath. And slowly release. And I want you to transition where I sit on my mat and bring the soles of my feet together. So the knees externally rotate. Again, you can do this sitting up on your cushions if you want to. So the soles of the feet touch, you're on the outer edge of both feet. And leading with the heart, lean gently forwards into this. So notice how my head is above my heart. The heart leads the way. Gently flex the spine gently forwards. And then at the last moment, allow the head to soften. So by coming out of that upright seated position, this is a nice release for my spine. I gently flex, fold forwards. Again, you could choose to close your eyes or focus down to the tip of your nose. As you take a few moments to settle into the butterfly pose. And this pose encourages us to be kind and to be gentle with ourselves. So as we settle in, listen to your body. Whatever rises up for you, allow yourself to be with it. Whatever sensations you feel, just let them be. And as I continue to practice my nasal breathing, I'm reminding myself to relax my lower jaw and soften that space between my eyes. And maybe just another round or two of your breath here. Before walking the hands back towards the body, coming up. And once the spine is upright, you can feel yourself on your bony sit bones again. Bring the soles of the feet back towards the mat. I'm scooping my hips just a little close towards my heels. Hands use support. Gradually roll. Now I'm going to brace using not only my core, but bracing using the arms and the legs to support my body as I roll down. Slide the legs away, let the feet naturally fall out, rotate the palms up and just settle. Quietening the mind. Again, maybe choosing to close your eyes for a few moments. As we come into this gentle rebound, allow yourself a few moments in the stillness of the practice. Then when you feel ready to move and listen to your body now, walk your feet back towards your body. And to be really gentle with myself, I'm going to roll over onto my side body. So roll to the side into almost a fetal position. Hands support as I come up. And this time sitting, but having the right leg in front and the left leg behind me. So the front leg, I'm on the outside edge of that right foot and the outer edge of my right leg. But the back leg, I'm on the inside edge of that left foot and inside edge of that left knee. Now turn, just give about 40% of effort and slowly shift and come over on a diagonal. Rest either on your forearms. You can make fists and place one hand on top of the other and rest your head on your hands for a little bit of support. And just gently supporting the weight of the head. So known as the deer pose, I want you to rest into this gentle, again, forward flexion. Where you come almost into a compression of the front leg, but you are moving away from your left hip and your left thigh. So we are creating compression, and on the other side of that compression, we are creating space and freedom. Now, it's not enough just to create these weird and unusual shapes with your body in yoga. If your mind is wandering and gone somewhere else, you're missing half the point. I want you to be present in each of the poses. Now, you might feel something, you might feel everything, and you might feel nothing at all. But just be present. Be with your breath. And trust the process. For now, in this moment, this is exactly where I'm meant to be. And right now, this is enough. Gently, hands, press them, and walk your hands back toward your body. Now you're coming up. I'm going to place my right hand down because I'm going to come out of it as slowly as I went into it. So lean to the right. And then you can maneuver that left leg around. Lean to the left. And let's change the leg lead. So again, do that really gently. Take your time. If you want a little cushion to support under your sit bones, you can do that. Rotate, but only give about 40% of effort. That's enough. And then shift and lean your weight up and over to the other side. So it might take a few moments for you to settle, to find a space that you can settle and rest into. Now, you don't want to be so comfortable that you feel nothing at all, because that's when the mind easily wanders. You want to feel something, but not too much. And that's one of the biggest challenges in our yoga practice, of finding that space of just enough where I can maintain my presence in the practice. So settle in. And if the focus is just purely on your breath, noticing your inhale and your exhale, maybe for now that's just enough. So as we take another couple of rounds of the breath, just allowing yourself that presence in the practice. Maybe there's something to feel, maybe there's nothing to feel. But I trust the process. I allow myself to be centered and grounded in this asana, in this yoga pose. And slowly, using the hands to support, bring yourself up. And coming out of it, again, I lean to the left and come into a classic seated cross-legged position. Now you can take the hands, I used a mudra earlier on. I could choose to bring my hands into heart prayer position, or alternatively, bring the hands toward the body. You get to decide what you need and what you want to take in your practice. So listen to your body, trust your instincts. Just take a few moments to settle here. The spine is upright, and with each breath you can visualize your breath drawing up through your spine as you breathe in and down through your spine as you breathe out. I inhale up through my spine as I breathe in and down through my spine as I breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And again, when you feel ready to move, and if you choose to stay here a little bit longer, that's just where you're meant to be. Slowly, I'd like you to, in your own time, come down onto your tummy. So if I lay completely flat on the mat, and I might even rotate my head gently to one side, let the shoulders roll forwards. Take a moment or two here. Bringing awareness and presence back to each breath. I might rotate my head gently to the other side for a few moments. And then bring the head to the center and bring your arms in front of you for Sphinx pose. So I like to bring the elbows slightly in front of your chest. So if you spread your fingers and have nice open hands and the hands lay on the mat, it's almost as though the thumbs are about to touch. Now they're not quite touching, but with the hands spread nicely open, the hands fairly close. So we've stacked the elbows under the shoulder joint and slightly in front of your body. And then I'd like you to gently lift your eye gaze very subtly. So again, thinking of about 30–40% of effort. I'm just creating a little bit more space into the front of the chest, around the front of the heart. By lifting your eye gaze, you're literally lifting your energy. It's a very uplifting pose, this one. It will flood you with new energy. It will give your body a gentle energy boost. And this energy boost is a lot more healthier than reaching for the coffee, which is what so many of us do for that gentle energy lift. So settle in. Now, even though I'm lifting my eye gaze, I'm still practicing relaxing my lower jaw. And with the eye gaze lifted, I can still do this, but with my eyes closed. So again, stay just a little while longer, listening to your body. It's okay to feel something. If it feels a little uncomfortable, get comfortable in the uncomfortable. Recognizing and knowing when enough is part of our yoga practice. So when you feel ready, start to slowly release out of it. And as I come down, I might choose to take my head in the center this time, tucking the chin in and resting onto the center of my forehead. Shoulders roll forwards. Take a few moments. And again, maybe pause and settle in the stillness of the practice. Using the hands to support your body, press yourself up onto all fours, big toes together. And as I rest back into child's pose, the knees slightly wider than the hips, the arms can outstretch in front of you. The arms can go out to the side or even behind you. So listen to your body. I'm actually going to take the one with the arms out wide, but you have choices. So listen to your body. whether it's the arms in front, whether it's the arms out to the side, or with your knuckles on the mat behind you. Just settle and rest into any variation of the child's pose. And again, listening to your body. When you feel ready to move, use the hands to support you. And I'm going to come up into a kneeling position. Once again, you can use your cushions, your yoga bolster, to give you a little bit of support here if you need it. So let's bring your back into that upright position. So I'm sitting back on my heels, hands can rest, crown of the head lifted, relax down through the lower jaw. Eyes open. If your eyes are open, look down to the tip of your nose, or alternatively, close your eyes. Closing the eyes helps to quieten the mind. Nothing to see, no distractions. Now in this kneeling position, you might choose to practice that breathing technique where you inhale up through your spine on your breath in and exhale down through your spine as you breathe out. Inhale up through the spine as you breathe in. Exhale down through your spine as you breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. Now very slowly transition. Seated position, coming to one end of the mat. And I'd like you to again use support, bracing using arms and legs and core. Roll your body back down towards the mat. And let's settle into the stillness and the silence of the practice. Slide the legs away. Now you can take your cushion and place it under the back of your knees. Shoulders back and down. Take your arms maybe just slightly off the mat. Rotate the palms up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes, maybe empty out with a big sigh. And allow yourself a few moments in the stillness and the silence of the practice. And then when you feel ready to move, maybe just start to move your fingers, maybe gently just move your toes. Slowly walk your feet back towards your body. Roll over onto your side body. Tuck your body into that tight little ball shape. And you've been laying on your back for any length of time. This is a really nice position to come into. If you come up too quickly, you might feel dizzy or lightheaded. So take your time. Use your arms to support you. You can come back to a kneeling position, a seated cross-legged position. You can sit up on your cushions if you need a little bit of support. And all that's left to do is to bring this practice to a close. And I do that by bringing my hands into heart prayer position. And as I bow my head to the earth, I say to you, Namaste. So whether you are new to either yoga or Pilates, or if you are returning to yoga and Pilates, I really hope that you enjoyed that very slow, gentle practice. But for those of you who've been practicing yoga and Pilates for many years, what you will have noticed by doing a very slow and gentle practice is it really focuses you. So this practice is suitable for everybody. And I always encourage people who've been practicing yoga and Pilates for many years, many moons, to come back to the basics, to slow your practice down. So let me know what you thought. I'll be back again in a couple of days with some more new videos, but for now, adios.